Hey you guys, me Max, and today we're back with another episode of Average Commentary. And today we have our friend Jay, who you might have seen, I believe, would be the most previous just A League of our Own, or my own, in this case. And if what he tells me is correct, we have a ranked 5s team, I think just laddering against another ranked 5 team. Against another ranked 5 team, sorry. Now, let's take a look at some team comps really quickly. We have Leona and Twitch being Jay, going bottom lane. We have an Annie mid lane, a Volibear top, and a Lee Sin in the jungle. The opposing team has a Sona Graves bottom lane, a Ari mid, and a Riven top, with a Zac in the jungle. Now, let's see. Let's try and take a look at everybody's runes and masteries, if at all possible. At the very least, Jay's. Let's see. Rune page. He has Spirit Guard Udyr, which is also just an incredible skin. Now, let's see, AD mid on his Twitch page, which is... Oh, excuse me, burp. Let's see, MR, physical damage, armor, armor pin. MR per level, not bad. And let's check out how his Leona is going to do. Because this game is really going to be about commentating over Jay's play. If I can, I'll try and, just do what I can with everything. MR, physical cooldown, move speed. Very odd for the... support Leona, but it's alright. Now support AP. Not terrible, honestly. Not the worst you could do. Let's see, we'll check out their Volibear. Dreadnought. Sounds pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Let's see, runes. He has tank. Let's see, AS, health per level, and MR per level. Not bad at all on Volibear. And of course the tank is pretty well thought out. I don't like the improved smite, but that's fine. Now those are the 3 people on purple team that are going to be really, really relevant to commentating on Jay's play. Now with that, I think I'll see you guys in just a moment when we actually hit the end game. So, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Hey, you guys are back, just like I told you we would. Now, real quick, we're going to try and arrange the proper orders of where people should be going. Let's see, mid, jangle, AD versus AD. Now, while we kind of wait here and see if they're going to try any sort of real invasion, I suppose we can just kind of talk about vagaries. One thing that I kind of noticed and a little bit aggravated me, Jay, about your play, is that I don't like an Ignite on Twitch simply because the Ignite range is is longer than that of his normal cooldown, I think. Or it's the other way around. No, his auto attack range is longer than his Ignite range. So I just don't like it. You aren't really making proper use of a summoner spell at that point. But it's just a minor gripe. Isn't anything too terrible. Now, of course, bottom lane we have a Graves with a Doran's Blade versus versus Jay, who took Boots and Potions, which is smart considering how bottom lane has much more sustain. And it looks like they're going for just standard safe jungle entrances, which is totally fine. Now, Graves and Sona are on bottom, so they might, if they really want to, might be able to do something of that nature. But I think it's just going to be a boring, just sit around and wait.
Minions have spawned.
And Riven hopping over walls like a boss. Now, and I believe Lee Sin is going red first, which Lee Sin is a very flexible jungler. He can really do any sort of path. He's not very susceptible to early pressure simply because he can rebound very easily. So we have some pings going down. And nothing too special. Just going to be standard little leashes for Lee Sin. Oh, sorry you guys, need to move the mouse real fast. Lee Sin getting a little low, but it's quite alright. Hope we just use a health potion in a minute. Nothing too special happening bottom lane. They got a nice ward off there. Now, if they're smart, they need to try and press their early advantage as a bottom lane. Well, nice little trade from Riven, but it's a pretty boring trade. A nice nice W by the Volibear. Graves just getting a nice buckshot combo, realizing that he has to poke down the opposing lane otherwise, because Jay's bottom lane is a very aggressive lane. And they realize that, and they're trying to do what they can. And because Sona didn't start with a pink ward, like I personally like to do, They can get poked from pretty much anywhere. A good cast toss followed by a lance. Should pick up first blood. Nice expunge. Picks it up. Maybe going on to the second kill. We'll be able to get out. Flash in. Good ignite. Leona needs to be there to commit. Barrier goes down. He needs to sit there and fight. Good stun by on the Leona. Good Zephyr Lance. Should be able to pull minion aggro. But in the end, won't matter. Graves does get a double kill, which is very unfortunate. That was just much too ballsy of a play for not having your support right behind you. Leona needed to be there for the entirety of that fight. She just wasn't. Nice flip behind. A little short of tower range, but it's quite alright. And of course, Volibear starts a Ruby Crystal because of his passive. Pretty much gives him a free potion when he gets to a certain point. Ah, something actually going to happen top lane? Nope, just forces the passive. So, bottom lane has a bit of a deficit to come back from. He's losing in CS and in kills to the Graves, which is very, very unfortunate. Riven is pushing her lane all the way to the tower. And the fort pot is already used, so she's likely going to go back sometime soon. Ping coming onto bottom lane. Likely to help our for wards. Yep, Graves went back, kind of capitalized on his early lead and picked up a Vampiric Scepter. Of course, Lee Sin just jungling, getting kind of low, but an early Lee Sin can get kind of low. Oh, here comes a potential Lance. Good Lance into the stun, forces the flash. A good trade. Basic cooldowns for a flash, always a plus. Of course, Twitch's flash is on cooldown itself. Zac is going to sit there and try and wait. And he does have a stun up, though. Should be able to get onto it. Oh, whiffs the Incinerate. Lee Sin is going to go down, which is unfortunate. Simply because Annie used an Incinerate instead of a Disintegrate. Whenever it happens to be. Oh, it's okay, Disintegrate is the Q. Basically uses a Q instead of an E. As a result, misses the stun, forfeits Lee Sin's life. Jay is incredibly far out. He needs to be much more careful about that. Good stun combo. Nice flip on the top lane into the tower. Riven has pulled aggro, though. This might be some sort of play, but Volibear passive is more than likely down. But they know, so things might be happening in just a moment. Zac pulling, coming for the jump. Hopefully we'll chain a good combo into the stun. Picks up the kill on top lane. An amazing gank performed by blue team. He does pick up a ward, but it is a little bit too late. Lee Sin lands the Q into the minion, likely going a little bit too hard. He needs to really be careful about this. He might actually just give up whatever lead he has. He needs to jump to something. He is going to die with a nice punch by the Zac. So it is not looking very good with a 2k gold difference in favor of blue team. A good lands into a stun on the Graves, but Graves simply just quick draws back, forces the cask by Jay. Jay is going to go down. Twitch going to die in the next auto attack if he doesn't break vision. Stunna does pick it up, however, with a nice Q, whatever the power chord is. Him, I think. Oh, and then quick draws into a buckshot for the nice kill on bottom lane. Things are very unfortunate. As of right now, the gold lead is growing heavily in the favor of our blue team here. Team Oops. They have some really offensive name, so Oops is a fine tag to use. Now Annie is just kind of trolling around with a stun, hoping to make something happen. Something might be happening into mid lane. Nope. Simply just has the stun charged up. A general tip if anybody who wants to play Annie or is looking to kind of rediscover her since she has fallen out of style. It is usually a good strategy to keep 3 charges of Annie passive up. And then be ready to have the Molten Shield activated at any time to kind of quickly gain the stun and potentially take enemies by surprise. Riven goes in with a nice dash into the stun. Doesn't overcommit, realizes that they can trade a good kill and goes on to mid, but the ult is forced by Ahri. Ahri ult down, flash whiffs. Shit happens in the top lane. Nice flip though to save from the third attack. We don't know if Riven has actually activated the passive of her ultimate. Should be able to activate it, pick it up. Nice kill. We'll be able to turn on it while the passive is still up, giving her extra damage. Forces the Volibear passive. Nice Q combo into the tower. Still manages to get away. Oop, sorry you guys. Riven is an absolute monster. Their whole team is. It is 9-1, which is very unfortunate. They need to play ultra conservatively or just push down lanes incredibly hard. Let's see. And Sona has 1 level on and is very close to level 6 as opposed to their Leona, who is only a little past halfway to 5. And Graves is already at level 6 and has whatever the hell his ultimate is called. Collateral damage. Big shooty AoE nuki thingy. Jay's being very kind of not being very frugal with his mana. Is going quite a lot. But they're smart, realizing they can't fight it and just simply lets the wave push the tower. Hopefully he can at last under tower. Come on. 1, 2. Auto attack. Nice. As you all saw in the last game, this is recorded maybe 5 minutes after our last... Oh, never mind. Anything happening on the Lee Sin? Nope. But Riven, able to dash in with a stun and force a Volibear flash. Volibear does have 3 levels on the Riven. Riven has 3 levels onto the Volibear, which is not good. Riven is a very, very snowbally champion. Good ultimate on the tower. Quick draw with a buckshot and a collateral damage. And then Zac just simply comes in, does what Zac does, and blobs everywhere and grabs a kill. Now, if they really wanted to, blue team could actually go and push this tower and take first tower of the game. Simply because they have no eyes on Lee Sin, but they're probably very confident in their own abilities. Now, what is this Volibear going with an Amplifying Tome? Potential dive coming in top lane. We need to see if, when she activates the first Q charge, to see if she can keep up the damage. Does land the Q into the shield. Ultimate activates, grab the kill. Just a perfect tower dive played. Incredibly well executed. And thanks to the Vampiric Scepter, she's still above about 33% life. Lee Sin needs to come as fast as he can to try and save this tower. Oh, we have some potential stuff happening. Ahri must have gotten counterpicked fairly early on. Takes the opposing blue with the last charge of the ultimate. Very nice by the Ahri. And Riven simply just proxying the farm of top lane, hoping to get down an early tower. Realizing that now they can actually do real damage to some towers. Good combo stun onto the Zac. Zac uses less of bounce. Here comes the whole entire team. A nice E-charge by the Sona. Stealth will kick in just in time, but a random punch in a blind direction picks up the kill onto Twitch. Graves tries to get away, but Ahri simply, I believe, grabs a taunt and manages to pick her up. This is a bit of a stomp, you guys. I am sorry. But a game is never quite over. They could just get like 3 aces back in a row. So we need to reserve a little bit of faith and hope. Nice stun. Whips the W, though, however. Needs to lead in with the Q charge. Volibear does get a good flip. Following into the slow. Lee Sin lands a nice Q. Comes in. Grabs up the kill. But in the meantime, the rest of blue team takes the advantage and takes Dragon. So not only does blue team have a superior gold lead, a superior kill lead, superior tower lead, they have also taken the first Dragon of the game at around the 11-minute mark. This Annie needs to learn to lead with her Q, simply because the cone is not that big on the W, and a Riven dash might be able to escape the range, depending on where they are. Leona going to ward, hopefully to pink ward. Does end up grabbing it. Hopefully they'll grab some sort of timer on it. Now they are 2 towers behind, and they need to pretty much suicide push if they have any hope of winning right now. They both have incredibly good team comps. It's just one team comp got further ahead than the other. And of course Graves taking the red buff, because who doesn't like more damage for free? Nice buckshot, picks it up. Oh, Twitch is very alone out there. He needs to be very careful. He's likely going to pop the flash. But full combo, simply because pathing and where he went led for free Q pokes and a free ultimate by the Graves. Which is unfortunate. And the red buff clearly didn't help. And he does have a stun charged up, which needs to stun the right target and be very aware of the potential of Zac coming in. Here comes the bounce in. Here comes let's bounce grabs on top of the crescendo. Ahri comes in, cues some fools. Graves might actually pick up the Lee Sin. Does pull tower aggro, but it won't really matter. He'll be able to quick dash in a second to get out of the tower range. And has found a very, very nice little spot. That is the 3rd tower, and all tier 1 towers going to blue team. They do have 2 kills though, so that's good on them. But it won't really matter. Twitch might need to ultimate to get off waves. He was smart though in not going where he assumed he was. He needs to be careful though about full-oning a Zac. Passive might just get popped, and there's no real hope or prayer that they might get it. Volibear lands a good flip into tower. Good damage. Might actually pick up the kill. Flash away from the Riven. Cooldowns might be up in just a moment. She's going to have dash. She can turn back in, activates the ultimate twice, grabs the kill. Very nice. A very large and deceptive amount of damage on that Riven. Volibear arguably just got outplayed there. Ooh, a random Ahri taunt does whiff. So good on Twitch for actually managing to dodge that, because that might have been a free kill, depending if a quick draw can actually go across the wall. And they both have flash, so that could have been very bad potentially. Oh, and now the taunting begins.
A broken blade.
A broken blade cuts away. If Lee Sin is smart, he won't actually go in on her. Does Twitch have some good damage? They might actually manage to pick up the Zac. Passive is down. All they need to do is continue to focus. Leona, sadly, however, does get the kill, which is unfortunate. Lee Sin might be able to turn. Nice dragon kick. This might be the end if she lands a nice Q. Nice Q onto the Lee Sin, picking up the Riven and actually managing to shut her down, which was a very vital target. So the game is starting to look better. By no means won, but is starting to look a little better. Now they're just kind of trolling around, pushing where they can, hoping to push on a single tower. Graves quick draws in, uses a full combo, minus the ultimate. He does do just absolute work, forces a flash from Volibear. Lee Sin does miss the Q, however, but simply just safeguards the Volibear, trying to buy some time. Pink going down on middle lane, trying to actually make something happen with Twitch. Twitch is out pushing alone, likely going to die, but Lee Sin is going to go down to the nice crescendo pickup. Graves turned around, quick draw into a Q, into buckshot, and just picks up the kill with another auto attack. Very nice, and they'll be able to take down another tier 2 tower.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
It turns out Jay actually didn't end up dying from that. If he does go for a buff, he might be dead. He does realize that. Stealth's away. He shouldn't engage right now. Stealth is going to run out in a second. Nice taunt landed onto the Ahri. Eats the entire Q, and Foxfire manages to pick up all the kills.
Legendary.
Ahri doesn't have to commit to the Twitch kill to get any sort of reward from it. Graves is very, very far ahead. It's a time like this where your entire team needs to build to counter-push lanes. Volibear is a little bit scared of the Riven simply because, let's be honest, Riven's kind of been shitting on Volibear this entire game. I think we can be honest about that.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
They're going to have to lose an inhib or potentially lose the game. Oh, Riven goes in with a full combo. Stun. See if he activates the ultimate, though. Does. Manages to grab it. 5-man dive. Leona whiffs the ultimate. Doesn't catch anybody except for Graves. No one's actually capitalizing on the Graves stun except for Twitch. Twitch does lay a lot of damage down, but ends up forcing to... ends up forced to flash away. A nice Q. Oh, a nice Q power chord manages to pick up the Leona. Nice jump in from Zac. And then the collateral damage by the Graves to finish it off. I think that was just a suicide. Hopefully something happens kind of attack from Twitch there. And bottom is going to go down. Well, folks, this looks like this might be an actual 20-minute before 20-minute defeat, so they can't even surrender,
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
which is unfortunate. But let this game prove as an object lesson to A, getting counter-picked simply because Annie couldn't do any real damage, seeing how Ahri was her mid lane matchup. Annie didn't take enough time to utilize her pre-6 strength over Ahri. Not to mention the Ahri does whiff some fairly vital stuns. On top of a lack of real interaction by the Lee Sin bottom lane didn't help either. But Lee Sin simply couldn't be everywhere. Nice Q from the Lee Sin, goes onto it, pops the E. Won't, however, dive on it because they know that is a fool's errand. That will be 2 inhibitors down. This is an almost perfect game. Not a single tower taken by Purple Team, which is very unfortunate. Graves getting caught out, quick draws away. Ahri does with the taunt and her Q. And now they simply just go to push down. They have the ability to do so. And a Sonic Crescendo is up, along with Flash, on top of a Riven ultimate. Pretty much they're trying to bait out every single... Or they're trying to bait out time for their own skills to come up. And now they're forcing to fight off super minions, but if they can manage to keep this going for a while, they can actually get back in the game. Lee Sin, if you didn't notice, that was a very sloppy play, manages to Q in, and for some reason decides to go in on them. Backpack, who's Jay, just told me the torture is over. Nice crescendo, misses the Leona ult. Yep, that tells us that the game is over, which is very unfortunate. A little bit of a stomp, but again, it just proves the danger of letting your lanes get out of control. Leona, for some reason, Zephyr lances in to try and save the Annie, so good on her for trying. But you guys, I think this might be the end of this. So we have a 50-minute upload and like a 20-minute upload in succession, so I call that about even. Of course, upload times are still going to be a
Purple
biatch.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Graves just sitting around kiting, trying to get a good angle, will likely quick draw in.
Destroyed.
The one time Annie needs to land a stun, does grab it, actually picks up the Sona, but will die, however, to the fed-ass Graves, and, yep. No point in commentating on a game that's over. Well, you guys, oh, a nice flip into the Volibear. Nice flip by the Volibear to get Riven into the, Nexus, or the Fountain. But, that's what happens when teams get out of control and you don't have the ability to respond. But, as for me, I guess that's it, and that's all, you guys, and I will see you all next time.